Alright everyone, welcome to day 5. So today what we're going to do is we're going to be looking at using those exponent properties that we talked about at the end of the last video. We're going to use those today. So let's look at this first one for A. We have the same base of 4, and then we have exponents 3 halves and 1 half. So if we look back at the properties for last class, or last video, we could see that this looks like this one here, which is same base, different exponents, and then so we multiply those together, the exponents add. So that's what we're going to do with this first one. So I'm going to write that this equals 4, then 3 halves, that's supposed to be a 2, plus 1 half. All right. So our exponents are adding, our base stays the same. And when we add our exponents, because we have the same denominators, we can just go right ahead and solve. So I have 4 and raise to the 4 halves, and we should find that that's the same thing as 4 squared, which then we get 16. Okay? So that one was pretty easy. I'm going to have you skip down to D, and I'm going to have you do that on your own. I'll have the answers for you, but go ahead right now and pause the video and work on that. I'll have the answer for you when you come back. Here's your result for letter D. You should get 27 here, with our exponents adding to 3/4. And then this is what we looked at last class or last video. I wrote it this way with doing the 4th root first. Again, that's my preference to do that rather than trying to cube 81 and then taking the 4th root of that. So then you get 27 as your final answer, okay? So we're going to move on to the next page. And now we're going to use this to help us solve equations. And so in this case, we're solving for x, just like we are in any other time we have this situation. So we're going to do 12 here. So we have 128 equals 2x to the 3/4 power. So my first step is going to get the 2 by its, or get the 2 out of there, sorry. So we're going to divide both sides by 2. So then we get 64 equals x to the 3/4. Okay. So then now I'm going to rewrite the x to the 3/4 as the 4th root of x cubed. And so we'll rewrite the left side 64. And then do my parentheses. Nope, that's a 3. There we go. So then I'm going to do the opposite of the exponent. So instead of cubing everything, I'm going to be doing a cubed root of both sides. So when you do the cubed root of 64, you will get 4, and then you have left over the 4th root of x on the right side. So then you're just going to raise everything to the 4th power. So then this would be 4 to the 4th, and this whole thing will be raised to the 4th. Your root, your radical, and your exponent, they cancel each other out. So the right side, you're just left with x. And then the left side, you have 256 is 4 raised to the 4th power. And you can check any of this on your calculator, but this should be the answer that you get. Otherwise, there may have been something you put in wrong, or there's some other issue that you wrote down something wrong. But you should be getting 256 for your final answer. Okay? And just like on the last page, I'm going to have you do 14 on your own. So go ahead and pause the video, and when you come back, I'll have your answer for you. All right, go ahead. Okay, so you should be getting that x equals 2. And if you have any questions on how I got to that, you can go ahead and ask me in class. The one thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to actually check, show the check first. And then actually we'll be done with the video after that. Short one for you today. But let's go ahead and do this, and then I'll send you on your way. So to check this, we're going to plug in 2 for x. So we have 2 plus 7 to the third, or to the 3/2 power, minus 20 equals 7, okay? So we're going to add the 20. So we're left, and I'm going to do 2 steps. Do 2 plus 7 in here, and then add the 20 over to the other side. So you're left with 9 to the 3/2 equals 27. And then what you can do from here is rewrite this again. So you have the square root of 9 cubed equals 27. So then we'll do the cubed root on both sides. We're left with the square root of 9 equals 3. And then we'll square both sides. So we get 9 equals 9. So we can see that x equals 2 is an answer. You didn't, if you wrote this down, good. If you didn't, that's fine. I just wanted to show this as a visual check. You could always just put the 2 and this equation into your calculator. But yeah, so that is your video for today. You'll have 2 questions, or a question from each page for your warm-up, and we'll have done investigation 6 on the next 2 pages in class previous to the video. But you are done for today. I will see you in the next class. Please bring any questions you have on this day, or on, if you have any other questions on investigation 6 after we go over it. But you have a short video today. Lucky you guys. All right, I'll see you in class next. Have a good night.